3 track heater from Sis just then. Subtract Ezra Koenig of Vampire Weekend at the top. New Dorp, New York. Sandwiched in the middle. A bit of disco. A bit of house. $50 bills. Sworn Virgins. I really enjoyed listening to that. And then released on XL Records in 94. Le Voix, Le Soleil.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Prince.
Soleil.
It sounded good anyway.
It did sound
good.
We off air, we tried that like 10 times to decipher what that was. Yeah. And I think you got 90% of the way there, man.
Thanks. I really, like, if I'm going to be honest, I really would have appreciated if you just
shut up.
Yeah, and pretended I got it right.
Well,
set the scene. Tom, where are we now?
Well, we've just we're arriving at the elevator. We've got out the car. Yeah. We're feeling good. The demons are long gone. We've forgotten all about the game.
We've murked some children on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Exercised the demons.
And we're heading upstairs into training, right, on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I don't even know what day it is right now, but I feel like it's an appropriate kind of time to ask you about your experience at the Hawks Footy Club.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're the captain. It's your home. And when you cruise up the elevators, like, kind of, who do you think about who's had a large influence on your footy career from the footy club? You obviously played with some legends.
Yeah.
Three flags you were there to witness. So I imagine there's some calibre of guys that you would have learnt some things off.
Yeah, like, incredibly sport with who I've been around at Hawthorn. From a player perspective, being around Luke Hodge, Mitch, who's coaching now, Jordan Lewis, Ruffy, Gibbo, Birch, like Taylor Duray, in my role now, like being able to train alongside those guys, like see how they go about it, the way they delivered feedback to each other, the standard that they set. It just was something that I learned so much from a coaching and maybe staff point of view. Obviously, Clarko, he's outstanding at teaching people how to play football. Chris Fagan, who's at the Lions now, like, you might not believe in yourself, but he makes you believe in yourself, so he's sort of that type of guy. And then who we have now as GM, Rob McCartney. Rob McCartney was like my development coach as a forward for Box Hill, like way back when, so he's had a fair glow up, Rob, but obviously you've had some experience with Rob. He's just like one of the best guys going around.
Rob is a special guy, and the way that he oversees the operations at Hawthorn, it's so well aligned, and the values about like education and first principles are like in everything, because his background in education.
Yeah, he was school teacher, principal. Yeah, so those guys off the top of my head had a huge influence on me, and obviously still very good mates, best mates with like Punk and Jack Gunston. So they didn't teach me so much as a young fella when I was playing forward. They the running joke is that I'm a failed forward, and my response to that is, I just didn't get enough supply because had Cyril in front of me.
That's what I run
Gunners,
with
Punk,
too.
Ruff, Poppy, like, I'm getting 3 looks at inside 50s each week, so you've got to make the most of them.
Oh, there's some serious players that you just mentioned, and serious teams, right? And so those guys that you mentioned, kind of all really half backs. When you mentioned about the player perspective, half back mids, is it like primarily for you to learn? Was it what they taught you about the game and how to win? Was it about skills and training? Like what was the thing that you're like, wow, okay, that's what they do? Other than sort of feedback and deal with each other, like that's why they are champions and a cut above probably the rest of most other teams we've seen. Yeah,
I mean, like, just picking out some small things off the top of my head. Like, I remember you just go in raw as a young kid, and you're in drills and you're just doing the drills. And I remember like Jordan Lewis being on to me about setting my feet before I get the ball every time. And like, to me, I'm like, why would I do that? It's like, no, every time you get the ball, set your feet so you're ready to go and get rid of it. And then I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And it was all about just finding time. Mitch would like never go back off the mark. Like, he would mark it and just stay right there, and you're just ready for everything. And then if there's nothing there, just go back. Birch, I remember playing on Birch as a young forward, and he would just dictate everything. it felt like I was playing on him as a forward, but he was a defender. The way that he moved up to the ground after the ball was, if we won it, or how he would position himself and how he would work hard. And then like Bibbo around his positioning and little things that you get away with as a defender, like not allowing them access at the high ball because you're disturbing their arms, or you're pinning something in, or you're doing a little hold. Hodgie just like making everyone else's life easier by talking, giving you reassurance that you're in the right spot, and like there's nothing more, I suppose, unsettling as if you're under something like a high ball, or you're in a situation and you don't know what's going on around you. Whereas when someone set you up in that position, it gives you a level of confidence that, okay, I'm going to be all right here.
And Clarko was able to allow and empower those leaders and those players to kind of share those skills and for them to permeate the group and to sort of like tie it all in together? Or is it kind of naturally just good players training together, forming good training relationships and just individual growth?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably more, that wasn't more Clarko. I'd say Clarko was great at just getting everyone on the same page. This is the plan. He ran a tight ship and a great player manager. But his holistic, big picture was probably the most thing I took out of Clarko. Like, you just hear about team defense and a system and a process, and this is how we go about things. That was more what I sort of was talking about, Clarko's influence on me.
And who at the footy club has given you just some of the all-time baths at training? Like, you play footy for 12 years. I've certainly got some stories, but you know, you play on some of the greats. Like, we're talking about Ruffy, we're talking about Cyril, we're talking about a team. And I've been lucky enough to play in a successful team with 20 to 30 just like genuine good players on a list, and some of the stuff that goes down at training when it's hot and when everyone's got the right mindset to improve and there's, you know, you're taking no prisoners. It's a pretty crazy environment to be in, and every now and then you get to witness something special and be on the receiving end of some special things. Have any of those boys really shown you the ropes in a bad way?
When I was early in my career as a forward, playing, like I said, against Birch, and I always feel like I was getting dictated to, even though like I'm the one that's supposed to be feeling dangerous and kicking goals. Gibbo as well, like Gibbo is like 100% or 0%, and even, you know how sometimes we'll do a drill and you're like, this is supposed to be 70%, but like he was take no prisoners. Like, I'm either doing this at 100% because that's what's going to get me prepared for a game, or I'm not doing it at all.
Was he vocal about that, or you just saw it?
No,
like,
you just
see
saw
the
it.
switch, and
Yeah,
or
you just
maybe
saw
even on his way in to the gym that day, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I definitely, a lot of those guys had that presence, but talking more specifically on the track, like, you know, like you have a level of courtesy for your teammate. You're like, okay,
sure.
I won't smash him here with a big body sprawl and punch his hands.
The elbow will be down, kind of thing.
Yeah, mate, he's just all gas, because like that's what he needs to play well on the weekend. Like, he needs to feel that, and that's what gets him in the right mindset.
Have you ever spoken to him about it post footy? Like, why the fuck were you elbowing me?
No, I haven't spoken to him about it. No, I should bring it up. But yeah, those guys, as a defender, early days had trouble with Gunners. Gunners are pretty clever, finding your weak spot, like making you lose track of him and the ball and where your teammates are. So he was a challenge. One guy that I have that I think's an awesome trainer and have trouble against is Jai Sarong. Like, if we're doing 1v1 contested
Jai
marking.
Sarong barts me every single time we do contested marking. Every time we do anything, he's going to have a great AFL career. He's a genuine gunner.
Yeah, he's a great guy, works hard, high work ethic, and really strong, and just like, I don't know, you just have trouble against him.
There's certain crew as well that you just don't match up well against, right? Like, in terms of size, shape, strength, like, and I felt like the whole Hawks forward line was always a bit like that. It's just so dynamic. Yeah. And Gunners is almost the perfect example, where it's like you go and play on Jack Gunston and you expect it to be like a normal key forward, but it's not at all. And he's doing things that small forwards do to you, and little tricks and that, and it's like, it's just so much to try and
Yeah.
get your head around, right?
Yeah, he's definitely the best at like putting you to sleep. Like, I think he's done here. He's going to give up, and then he'll tick back up, and you're like, and then you blame him mid for not feeling a lane.
Boys, I love sitting here and not saying a word and just learning some things. I think it's fucking awesome chats. Have you got any songs from that like pivotal growth moments for you when you sort of, around that time you might have been getting some house music from the boys? Have you got any tracks that take you there?
Ooh. I mean, the one that immediately came to my mind was Restless by Your Boy.
Who's that?
Hot Since '82.
Man, I would love to play that track, honestly.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, that's definitely one from the start. It's probably a bit more. I feel like I've played a lot of melodic stuff already, but let me have a deep dive and I'll get some tunes.
Here's Hot Since '82. We'll be right back.